Ghostrunner is a game where you're meant to die hundreds of times before you finally get that right mix of strategy and execution that lets you overcome its many challenging combat encounters. That said, if you're looking for some tips to help cut that death count down from the hundreds to, I don't know, let's shoot for the 50s or 60s, well, here are some tips to help you survive. Number 1, never stop moving. This is the number 1 most important tip in Ghostrunner because without this, nothing else really matters. If you stand still in Ghostrunner, you're dead, plain and simple. If you're standing still, enemies are 100% accurate. But if you're moving, you can almost always avoid getting shot as long as you're not moving into a bullet or are moving fast enough. Number 2, bullet deflection. Generally, the best way to avoid getting shot is to use a dash to get out of the way, but if your dash is on cooldown, don't forget that you can actually deflect bullets with a well-timed sword attack as well. It can be tricky to time, but there's a visual tell on most enemy weapons that will let you know when the bullet is about to be fired. From there, it's just a matter of getting used to the timing and being able to judge how long it will take for the bullet to reach you. For extra style points, equip the upgrade that lets you reflect bullets back at enemies for a pseudo range attack. Number 3, the dash. The dash is a key technique in Ghostrunner as it is not only your main way of dodging bullets, but it is also necessary in platforming challenges and is needed to quickly close the distance so you can kill with your sword. The main thing you need to know about it is that when it's used in the air, the dash button can be held down to slow down time and allow you to move left and right while time is slowed. This doesn't happen when you're grounded though, so just remember that if you want to gain the slowdown granted by holding the dash button, you need to do a quick hop and get your feet off the ground. Otherwise, it's a normal directional dash, which is still very useful. Number 4, the slide. Your jump, slide, and dash basically go hand in hand with each other, as when used in combination, these will allow you to extremely quickly close the distance against any foe. You get a substantial burst of speed at the start of your slide, and that momentum can be carried into a jump, the landing of which can be cancelled back into a slide, and then dashes can be thrown in at any point to get an extra burst of speed as well. This is especially useful against walkers and machine gun wielding foes that have substantial gaps between their shots. Number 5, don't forget to wall run while in combat. Wall runs aren't just for platforming. They can be a vital tool when it comes to throwing off the aim of an enemy since they will allow you to sharply change the direction of your approach, making you harder to hit. In general, you want to make sure that your approach towards an enemy is never just a straight line, and wall runs will help you move towards an enemy while also giving you the ability to quickly dodge without ever losing your forward momentum. Number 6, explore other routes. One of the great things about Ghostrunner is that most combat encounters offer multiple angles of approach. If going on the path on the right is a recipe for death, see what the path on the left offers. It might just give you an easier path or open up a power-up that you would not have been able to access otherwise. Number 7, don't forget about your specials. As you continue through Ghostrunner, you'll eventually unlock 4 special moves that utilize a focus meter. These are extremely powerful techniques that basically serve as a free kill on any enemy or even a group of enemies if used correctly. If you're having trouble against a machine gun enemy that's killing you before you can get close, consider using Blink to just dash through all of his shots. If there's a walker that's wrecking you with his massive energy blast, use Tempest to reflect it back in him. And if there's a group of enemies giving you trouble from a distance, use Surge and take them all out at once. And finally, number 8, specific enemy tips. Everything so far has been very general tips, but much of the challenge in Ghostrunner comes from the fact that there are a large number of enemy types and they each have their own quirks that must be exploited in order to deal with them. So let's go down the list. Pistol Man, watch for the flash of his gun to know when you need to dodge. Machine Gun Man, if he's shooting at you, don't even look at him and try to run in an arc around him until he stops firing. Once he's reloading, quickly make your approach and cut him up. Melee Sluggers, try to prioritize them first so they don't sneak up on you. If you can see them, it's easy enough to just dodge out of their slam and then slash them. Shielded Enemies, the best way to deal with these guys is to jump in the air, hold the dash button to slow down time, and then quickly orbit around them until you get to their backside. Wall runs are extremely helpful for getting around them. Ninjas, these guys can be killed after you parry their attack by attacking right when they dash into strike. This makes them tough to deal with as you try and keep moving. Watch for the red flash that indicates when they're about to dash in and make sure you get the timing down on your deflect because otherwise, these guys will tear you up. Walkers. If you're far enough away, you can slide under their shots, but this won't work if you're too close. So make sure before you start to close the distance, you can move fast enough to cut them before they fire again. Tempest is a really good tool to reflect their shots back at them. And finally, there are the Explodey Boys. Avoid these guys like the plague. You never need to kill them in order to clear an encounter, and cutting them will just make them explode in your face. And that's it! Hopefully these tips help you become an expert Ghostrunner. Thanks for watching, and for more Ghostrunner, make sure to check out Dev's React to Ghostrunner speedruns along with our own gameplay clips. And for everything else, keep it here on IGN.